Welcome back. All right, we're going to discuss the two early games today. This one, of course, happened this morning. This morning for me, anyways. And on the board behind this is the Islanders in Seattle. The other 10 games tonight, they'll be reviewed together, of course. And then tomorrow morning, the power rankings go live at 6 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific. And then we have a live stream that's scheduled for tomorrow afternoon as well. So a busy next 24 hours for the channel. So we start things off with the St. Louis Blues in Boston against the Bruins. And of course, this is the second time they've faced each other in a week. And now they're done with each other until next season. So it's Binnington versus Korpisalo. The Bruins draw an early power play. Pastrnak has a blast that's saved. The Blues clear. Bruins set up. They cycle. Pastrnak has a pass that's picked off. It's cleared out. That power play's killed off. No shots on net for Boston on their power play. Bruins press after it's done. Zadorov hits a post. The shots are only one apiece 5 minutes into this game. And at 6:25 during a press St. Louis had going on, Faksa tips one in front. Perunovic and Toropchenko with the assists. And that was only the second shot on net for St. Louis as well. Frederic's denied as the Bruins look to respond. Schen's denied. Falk has a shot that's held. There's some pushing there. Kyrou to Parayko. There's a near miss there. More pushing on a hold by Korpisalo. Probably because these teams have seen each other twice now in less than a week. So the dislike starts to ramp up. The shots are 7-2 for St. Louis at 9 minutes. And then at 9:34, Frederic buries a rebound in close. Merkulov and McAvoy with the assist. That's Merkulov's first NHL point there. The Blues press with 9 minutes left, but then the Bruins get some pressure and they score. Frederic tips in a point shot by Lowry at 12-12. That was only the fifth shot on net for Boston, and it's their second goal. The Blues press to respond, now down 2-1 in this one. Too many Bruins on the ice. The Blues get the power play. There's an early cycle, and then another. Power play was killed off. There weren't any good looks on that power play for the St. Louis Blues. The Blues press with 2.5 minutes left. The Bruins press back to the next shift about 30 seconds later, and the Bruins emerge from the first period with the 2-1 lead. Second period, an early Zadorov chance is held. Pastrnak to Geekie. There's a near miss there. The Bruins press. The Blues press at 2 minutes. Things are pushy on a hold by Korpisalo again. Walker is denied in close. The Bruins press at 4 minutes. The shots on net, though, are 3-0 for St. Louis, 5.5 minutes in. Bruins then press at around that time. Things are pushed and hold by Binnington. More pressure by Boston at 7 minutes. Parayko has a shot that's blocked as the Blues get some pressure of their own. There's a post for Kyrou. Korpisalo holds on to the rebound. The Blues are building some momentum. Not that it ends up mattering in that period. Frederic can't bury one in close. The Blues score, but it's wiped out for goalie interference. There's a press by the Blues with 6.5 minutes left. Holloway's denied. Korpisalo holds on there. The shots are 8-2 for St. Louis with 6 minutes left. There's a near miss for Saad. The Bruins rush the other way. Heavy Blues pressure with 4 minutes left. Sundqvist, McAvoy, both unfriendly, so they both go to the box there. 10.8 seconds left. That becomes a 4-on-3 power play for the Blues, which would be 1 minute and 20 seconds long. So that rolls over into the third period. The Blues set up. They cycle. Buchnevich has a shot that's blocked. Then there's a post for Jordan Kyrou. Holloway fires one wide as the power play comes to an end. We get a press by the Blues after that's done. Teams exchange rushes. Frederic has a shot that's blocked or to side. Koepke fires one wide on a 2-on-1 rush. Shots are only 2 apiece at 6 minutes. The Blues press at 7.5 minutes. And Nathan Walker buries a wrister in close. Faksa and Falk with the assists at 9:18. And that was after a failed clear by Boston. Bruins look to respond. Boston presses with 9 minutes left. Carlo has a shot that deflects out. Kyrou has a one-timer on a face-off win. That's held. Osterley fires one wide on a rush for Boston. Elias Lindholm has a tip shot that's held. Late in the third, both teams look to be trying to get that point and make sure they didn't lose in regulation. The Bruins do press to close it out, but we're going to overtime. In the overtime, the Bruins control early. Pastrnak fires one wide. The next chance he has deflects out. The Blues take some control. Korpisalo clears. The Bruins steal. They set up. They don't get a shot out of it. The Blues get it back. And Schenn buries it glove side from the left circle. Parayko with the assist at 2:53. The Blues win in Boston 3-2 in overtime and get a measure of revenge after Boston won against St. Louis in St. Louis earlier in the week. With the win, St. Louis goes to 8-9-1. With the overtime loss, Boston 8-8-3. Shots on net, 10-6 St. Louis in the first, 9-5 St. Louis in the second, 10-6 St. Louis in the third, St. Louis had both shots in overtime, including the one that matters. Final shots 31-17 St. Louis. Power plays St. Louis 0 for 2, Boston 0 for 1. The hits 27-18 St. Louis. Binnington saves 15 out of 17. Korpisalo saves 28 out of 31. All right, moving along. I'll just go ahead and take this board, drop it down here, thusly. All right, Islanders and Blues. So it's Sorokin versus Decord. This was an interesting game because Sorokin came into this with 99 career wins. Decord came into this never having faced the New York Islanders. So the Kraken press at a minute and a half. The shots are 2-0 for Seattle, 2.5 minutes in. You can see there's not a lot of notes on this board because this was a game where there were large stretches that not a whole lot's going on. But anyways, we'll go through it. There's a near miss for Siplikov as the Islanders press. I'm not sure why John Forsland was saying Sliplikov, but he kept saying it. And anyway, it's just one of those things. Borgen has the shot that's held as the teams take turns getting some pressure. The teams exchange rushes. The shots are 5-3 Islanders at 8 minutes. And at 8:09, Gord buries a rebound in close. Tanev and Karche with the assists. So Seattle is ahead 1-0. I keep saying Blues and Bruins. Sure, why not? At any rate, Horvat then has a near miss. Palmieri has a chance that's held. We get a power play for Seattle. Bjorkstrand has a shot that's held. That power play's killed off. 2 shots on net. The Islanders press after the kill. Lee is denied there. The Kraken press with 7 minutes left. And then at 13:38, the Islanders tie it. Engvall buries a rebound in close. Pulock and Chalowski with the assists. Makes it 1-1. The Islanders then press for the lead. The shots are 10-6 for the Kraken with 5 minutes left. The Kraken press with 2 minutes left. Montour has a shot that deflects out. There's more pressure by the Kraken in the final minute, but it's 1-1 after 1. Second period. Shots are 2-1 for Seattle at 3.5 minutes. Schwartz tries to bank one in off Sorokin. Teams exchange rushes. Borgen has a one-timer that's held. And we're not seeing this sustained pressure in this period like we did in the first. A lot more one and done. A lot more stops and starts and whistles in the second period than in the first. At least it felt that way. Shots are 5-4 Seattle at 8 minutes. Both teams keeping each other away from the net. So of the shots that were on the net, I don't know how many of them were dangerous. It didn't feel like it was many. The Islanders press with 9 minutes left. Dobson has a shot that's held. We get a power play for the Kraken. There's an early clear. The Kraken cycle. Montour has a shot that's held. Bjorkstrand fires one wide as that comes to an end. The Kraken press with 5.5 minutes left. The Islanders then get some pressure of their own with 4 minutes left. Schwartz is denied on a rush with 2:41 left. The Islanders get a power play. They cycle. Puck's cleared out. Then there's a shorthanded rush by Stevenson. That's defended. Power play is killed off. And the Islanders press to close out the period. So it remains 1-1 after 2. Third period. The Islanders press a minute and a half. They're kept to the outside. Mayfield has a point shot. That's held. Kraken draw a power play. They cycle. It's cleared. The Kraken cycle again. Bjorkstrand fires one wide. It's cleared out. And then Nelson puts one around to court on a net drive shorthanded. The assist to Dobson at 4:49. Suddenly, the Islanders have a 2-1 lead. Cizikas gets shaken up in a collision in his own zone. Hopefully he's okay. Looked like the concussion spotter called down while he was talking behind the bench and got taken out of the game. The Islanders finish the kill, and at 5:26 on a fast break, McCann ties the game. He scores from Burakovsky and Evans. I think it's a 4-game point streak for McCann, something along those lines. Ties the game at 2. Kraken then press for the lead. Pajot has a slot shot that's blocked out. The shots are 2 apiece at 9 minutes. The Kraken press at the half. There's some near misses during that. Then there's a post for Lee as the Islanders get some pressure. There's a kick save on Pulock. The fans call one. The referee does not. Kraken press with 3.5 minutes left. Seattle would score. And there's a goalie interference challenge. The goal counts. It was close. I understand why the Islanders challenged it. I also understand why the goal stood. Alexiak scores from Gord and Tanev at 16:47. So because it was a failed challenge, that puts Seattle on the power play. Beniers has a net feed that's picked off. Then there's a shorthanded breakaway for Nelson, who already had a shorthanded goal earlier in the period. And he almost gets another, but he's denied. There's Joey chance for that because Decord preserves the 2 points there. Power play's killed off. There's a near miss for Schwartz after. Goalie pull happens with 1 minute left. There's a crossbar for Gord on an empty net attempt, and the puck deflects out on that play. Seattle ends up holding on to win, so it's a funny moment there. Seattle goes to 9-8-1 with the win. With the loss, the Islanders 7-7-4 on the season. Shots on net, 12-9 Seattle in the first, 10-6 Islanders in the second, 9-5 Seattle in the third. Final shots, 27-24 for Seattle. Power plays, the Islanders 0 for 1, Seattle 0 for 4. The hits, 16-9 for Seattle. Sorokin saves 24 out of 27. Decord saves 22 out of 24. So there you go. You're caught up on the early games. We'll get into tonight's games. There won't be anywhere near the detail for tonight's games because there are 7 games starting at 4 o'clock, which is in about 5-6 minutes time for me. And then there's, 2 more starting. There's one, I think, at 4:30 and then 2 more at 5 o'clock. So great scheduling. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. If you haven't already hit like and subscribe, please do. I will talk to you again soon.